Hello guys and welcome back to Current Technologies. I'm Michael and this is part 2 of our image uploader Android app tutorial. In the previous video we already did the APIs testing and the implementation of the retrofit library in our Android app. As you can see, the last class that we implemented last video, it was the API client. As we mentioned in part 1, we are using the MVVM architecture pattern in our project. So in today's video, we have to implement a repository class to fetch the data from the server, a view model, and a view to display our data and interact with our user. For that, go to the model package, create a new Java class, and call this class repository. Hit enter. Inside this repository class, we need to implement two methods. One to upload an image to the server, and the other is to get all images already uploaded on the server. Let's begin with the get all images method. For this, we need to create a list of file infos class and a new mutable live data object of the same list. Let's do it. Private list file infos. We'll call it images list equal new array list. Yes, semicolon. And then we create a mutable live data object. Let's do it. Private mutable mutable live data. Between these brackets, let's copy and paste the list of file infos, paste it here, and we call this live data object images live data equal new mutable live data. Yes. And now let's create a public void method. We call it get images request, and we make it taking no parameters. First of all, inside the get images request, let's clear our images list to avoid any duplication of some items in our list. Next, we will make our network call to get or retrieve all images from server using retrofit as we already implemented. So let's call API client get API client get API interface, and then we call the get images method, and we say finally dot enq, and in this enq we need to pass new callback of our response. We have here the on response and on failure. This callback will be called if our network call succeed and this will be called if it fails. Now here inside the onResponse, we need to declare a variable from the type API response to store this response coming from the server. So I will call it result equals to response.body. After that, we will check if this result is null or not. Here, if the result is not equal to null, we will get the success code coming from the response, and we will check again if the success code equals to 1. Here if the success code is equal to 1, this means all the network call is working fine on the server and we are getting a correct response. So we will store all the images coming from the server in our images list. We'll add all result dot get file infos. And finally, we will check if the images list is not equal to null. We'll set this value to our images live data. So we have the live data object. We will set value to images list. And here, if the network call fails, let's make a log. We say in the tag network fail, and we print the message to detect the error. And finally, we need to create a getter for our live data object. We right click the editor, generate a getter, and we select here the images live data object. Now we are done with getting all images. Let's move on to the upload image part, and for this we need to create first an interface. We will call it UploadCallbacks. Here. Upload callbacks. This will handle, or we will use this interface to handle the upload operation callbacks if it succeeds or not. Here inside this interface, we will create only two methods. One is onSuccess, if our callback is succeed, and it will take a parameter of type string called message, and we'll redo again the same for the on field. If our operation to upload the image failed, and then we need to declare an object of that interface, and we will initialize that object inside our upload image method. Now let's create another method, and we call it upload image request. Public void upload image request. This method will take two parameters. One of the type string, which is image path, and the other one is the upload callback. First thing we're gonna do in this method, we will initialize our upload callbacks object. And then we will create a new file. We will call it image file equal new file, and it will take the image path as a parameter. Now we need to create a request body. We call it request body equal request body dot create. Inside this create, we will pass a media type dot parts, and it will take a string. This one just copy and paste multipart slash form data, and another parameter for the request body to create, we will pass the image file. Now we need to create a multipart object. Multipart body dot part. We will call it form data equal multipart body dot part dot create form data, and create form data will take three parameters. The first one is a string, which is a file name. We will call it file. The second one is our image file dot get name, and the third one is our request body. Now our image is ready to be sent or uploaded to the server. The next step is we will make our network call, and we will pass this multipart body that carries our image to the server. Let's do it now. Again, we will call our API client class dot get API client dot get API interface, and this time we will call the upload image method, and we will pass the form dot enqueue. It will take a new callback. Again, we have a response from this network call. We need to store this response in API response object. We will call it result equals to response dot body. And again, we will check if this result not equal to null. Here, if the result is not equal to null, we will get the success code. Equal result dot get success, and we will get the message equal result dot get message. After this, we will check the success code. If success equals to 1, this means our call is succeeded and the image is successfully uploaded on the server. Here we will use the onSuccess method inside the UploadCallbacks interface that we created earlier. So we will say UploadCallbacks dot onSuccess. This means this onSuccess will be only called if our image is successfully uploaded on the server, and we will pass the message to this method. Else, if our call is not successful, if it fails to upload the image to the server, we will call the onFail method, and we will pass the fail message or the error message. Here also, if the result is null, we will call the same method again, the onFail. Here inside the message, we can create our own message. We will say failed to upload the image. Please try again. Also here in the onFail, we will do the same. t.getMessage. Now we are done with our repository class. Before we move on from the model package or from the model layer, let's make our code more arranged by creating a new package inside this model package, and let's call it web service. And then we will move all these classes, the API client, API interface, API response, and file infos, all the classes handling the retrofit library, we will move it inside the web service package. Yes, let's do refactor. Now our code is well organized and we are done with the model layer. And now it's time to work on the view model layer. Let's first close all these unneeded classes. Okay. And here let's create a new package for the view model layer. We will call it view model. And inside this package, we will create a simple class because in this small project we have only one view, which is our main activity. So let's create a new class inside this view model package. And I will call it main activity view model. And don't forget to make it extend the view model. Here inside the main activity view model class, let's create an object from our repository class. And let's go to the repository class and copy the same mutable live data object and paste it in the main activity view model. Now what we need to do is creating a constructor for this main activity view model. Public main activity view model. And inside this constructor, we will initialize our repository object. And then using this object, we will call the get images request. After that, we will create a public method void. We will call it upload image. And this upload image will take two parameters, string image path. And the second one is upload callbacks. Inside the method, we will call the upload image request using the repository object, and we will pass the same image path and the same upload callbacks object. And the last thing we're gonna do is we will generate a getter for our images live data. And before we return our live data object, we will initialize like this with dot images live data equal repository dot get images live data. Now we are done with the view model layer, and the only thing remaining is the view layer, which we will do in part 3 because we are trying to make the videos as short as possible. If you find this video helpful, please like and share. Also subscribe to our channel. And if you have any question, please leave it in the comment section below. See you in part 3 of our tutorial, and happy coding.